root of all external conflict. And that is what this particular attunement releases. It also dissolves that fear of, or the remorse of separation from souls, when the soul and the human form come together as one. So we look forward to beginning the session. We are in the process of going through a body of work that I received a few years ago called the Autobiography of the Soul, Atma Ki Atma Katha. And today is the third episode where I'm going through another facet from the Autobiography of the Soul, so that we understand the soul being that is actually stepping forward to acknowledge itself as a human, to receive itself as a human, and accept itself as a human. And that in turn uplifts and recalibrates the human form to its innate vibration of love, which is a very powerful, amplifying frequency. So in a moment, we will actually be receiving people that are waiting in the waiting room, and we will begin this human vibe attunement. Hello, Asha ji. Hello, Pankaj. Hi, Mary.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, Mary Catherine. Hello, Cheryl. Brittany is connecting to audio. Hello, Linda. Hi, Sushant. I think I saw you.
Good morning.
Jill, you are all warmed up. Is it a cold morning in Ireland? You're muted.
Not me.
Yes, cold here.
Hey, oh yeah, this is another Jill. We have Jill from Los Angeles and we have Jill from Ireland.
Okay, I was like, it's really hot here.
Yes. Hi, Vandu. Nice to see you. Hello, Dea. Hello, Lindsay. Hi, Christian. Hello, Helene and David. Really nice to see you. Manhattan there. With Nancy and Bill and Lee. Cheryl, which part of the world are you in? You will need to put it in chat or just unmute yourself. And we have Thailand coming online in a moment and Cyprus coming online in a moment. Some more Los Angeles. Some more people from LA. San Diego. Hey, Suzanne. Hello, Ken. Hi, Sean. Hi, Mohini.
Hello, Mynoo.
Great to hear your voice.
Great to hear your voice as well. Hey, Mynoo, I love your hair like that.
I just tied up. I did realize today it's grown really long and all curled up. It's quite interesting looking.
It's wonderful. It's really good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. And we have Gaurav. He is my partner and co-host in making this happen. And it was quite an experience, actually, arriving at this whole human vibe attunement with Gaurav, with his background as a chartered accountant, lawyer, and a scientist, the guy who brought TEDx to India, which has now done more than 10,000 events here. So it was quite interesting for him to see him understand the concept of, the innate vibration of human is being love. But then it was his inquiry into, okay, it's interesting to know that the innate vibration of being human is love. But how do we actually get there? How do we get there? And that led to this whole discussion that we had about the creator, and what this world is. And we will, right now we are in the autobiography of the soul. And we will actually go into the whole creation and co-creation of the human form. Once we complete the autobiography of the soul, we need one more session for that. So you'll hear more about it. But as I was describing, the creator and how the creator came in and created this playground, which is on this planet, which is a playground of relationships, but some aspects of it felt a little bit disturbing for someone who is looking at it from a scientific bent of mind. And it was in that context, I think it was in that space that Gaurav said, I like the sound of the human vibe being, the innate vibration being love, like the sound of it's an amplification of the love frequency. How do I get there? If you're saying the innate vibe of being human is love, and love is outside of us, it is not inside of us. At the moment we look for love outside of us, or even if we look for love inside of us, we're actually creating a distance between what is our innate vibe and the fact that we are actually seeking it from somewhere else. So it's as if, like, if you were a vacuum cleaner, vacuum suction, and you remove that vacuum suction ability out of a vacuum cleaner, it just becomes a piece of machinery. So it was a little bit like that about the human vibe. So it was like, okay, what can we do about it? How do we get to feel this human vibe? And it was in that moment, following this art of allowing, Ashaji asked me, she described what she experiences when I do these sessions. And she says, what art is this? It is the art of allowing, which means you just don't know what's going to show up. It could be anything. And you just allow it to come through and receive what is coming through and accept the learning from that. And what came through were these 3 sentences. And literally, we just said those sentences about 2, maybe 3 times. But we were in such a zone that when we said it, and we were actually recording this conversation, because this question and answer about creation, the creator, the co-creation, the human vibe, and the soul form was so interesting and intriguing that we were recording it on our phone. And it's, it would go down as a recording that will be a historic piece, I think, where when we said these phrases, we said it only a few times, and we just went into a very deep trance. We were like on opposite sides of quite a large living room. And by the time Gaurav got up, the recording had been going on for at least 30 minutes into the recording. I came out of my trance about 40 minutes later. So we knew there was something pretty big that had just taken place. And then when something like this occurs, we started implementing it. We just started implementing it, and we could feel the purity that we would experience at a cellular level. And both of us were flying quite a lot. I was doing a lot of international flights, and Gaurav was flying between Mumbai and Delhi a lot. So on the flights, we used that as a moment to really go into this human vibe attunement. What I had learned about flying, given that I knew that I was going to do a lot of flying, that when you go above 34,000 feet in the air, there is the holographic transmission of whatever it is that you're vibrating is really humongous. It travels really, really far. So once I understood that, I took it upon myself to make every flight of mine a meditation chamber. And once we got that human vibe attunement, I made it a beyond meditation chamber. And I would go into this human vibe attunement and go into this very deep state. And literally, it's only when the flight was about to land would I actually emerge from it. I understood that we were being prepared for one of the key elements that makes up the new norm right now. And it is a shift from alignment to flow to coherence. And this human vibe attunement enables a very unique coherence to occur between the soul being and the human form. The soul being already knows that its destiny is to unite, for the soul to unite and return to being a soul being. And that knowledge, that information is, in coming with that understanding, it gives it a certainty. To have that certainty actually anchor in this human form, that brings about a completion of a journey of coming home. And the destination becomes this human form. Knowing from a soul being's perspective, knowing that it is whole and complete, and the human form is the way it is being gifted into this particular planet to play its part on this planet. And hence that very deep state of trance-like experience that takes place. I understood that it is a way in which that deep-seated inner conflict that I know I have experienced many times as I have been going through my series of awakenings, really feeling, if I can do all this as a soul being, why do I have to return to this human form to express myself? And once I got that the human form is here to amplify the vibrational frequency of love. The soul can just freely be itself, freely be in its eternalness, freely be in its limitlessness, and allow itself to be completely omnipresent. There's another piece that I have been studying over the last, I would say 2.5 months or so. And it is this whole idea, well, no more than 2.5 months. Probably we began in October last year. This whole idea about bringing about a transformation through doing what I call as a 2-point collapse. Because I was very present to some of the big issues that had taken place in terms of environmental problems, like the ocean pH levels or the pollution in the atmosphere, the ozone, the hole in the ozone layer. Many of these really humongous things, I could see that it would take various generations for us to return to the way it is meant to be. The amount of carbon that was there in the air, all of those things. And I just thought, okay, so I allowed myself, with another friend of mine who's in Hawaii right now, Maryel and I, we decided that, okay, let's work with Saint Germain. Many of you know I'm very close to this Ascended Master Saint Germain. And we together decided to be guided to use a methodology that I was given, is called a 2-point collapse. So we visualized what it was like, what the planet was like when it was created, in terms of all of its environments, how pristine it was. And okay, so that existed. that memory is ingrained. It is here. It was there. So it's very anchored in reality. So that is where we want to get to, get that correction to take place. So what if we had that as a point, and we took the point of where the planet is right now, and it's all a vibration, we uplifted the vibe of that point, which is where the planet is now, to meet the point where we want to get to enable, that reclaiming of the environment to take place. What if we actually visualize that? So we said, okay, let's focus our attention on where do we want to see it happen? If there was something that that would give us the evidence, okay, this 2-point collapse thing has actually delivered, where would that be? And we were in Mumbai, in my apartment here. I overlook a forest, but the sky would always just be gray. So she said, well, blue skies with fluffy clouds contrasting with this bright, bright green is what we would love to see. So we said, okay, we take that point is where we want to get to. And we allowed ourselves to be guided to that. And we did whatever we did vibrationally for the 2-point collapse to take place. And we just felt it in our being that it was done. And of course, not much long after, since November until May, it took until May for us to have these wonderful blue skies and fluffy Simpson clouds in Mumbai. So it happened. And we could see so much of nature started reclaiming itself. So that understanding what was going on there got us to understand that, okay, what is actually happening with the human vibe attunement is the vibrational essence of the human form is being uplifted to match the vibrational frequency of our soul being, which is completely uncluttered and still holds the frequency of that pristine speck of consciousness as created by the Creator. And the way the human form is being uplifted is by this soul being that is in a very high vibrational frequency, going as far as acknowledging itself as a human, receiving itself as a human, and accepting itself as a human. It is like the ultimate honoring of this human form. And that acknowledgement coming from such a high vibrational frequency literally catapults the human form so that it embodies and becomes the vibe of being human, which is love. And that gets amplified. And what that does is the alchemy of that amplification and the coming together of the soul being and the human form releases that deep-seated inner conflict of the soul resisting itself from expressing itself fully in the human form. And that trauma of separation from source dissolves. And we come home to be one, whole and complete. This release of that deep-seated inner conflict and dissolving of that deep-seated inner trauma is the first step, and a really important one, to start releasing and dissolving conflict outside of us. So each one of you that is here, you are playing your part in bringing about that ultimate harmony that we call as peace on the planet. We are in the middle of understanding more about what is the soul being. So I'm going to read this next little piece now, and then we'll go straight into the human vibe attunement. And for those of you who are listening to this, you can go back and look at the previous Facebook Live videos as well as the YouTube channel to get the previous sections of the Autobiography of the Soul. It is written in Hindi, so I will read it in Hindi and I will then translate it into English. So this is a continuation from last time. So it says, जब आत्मा आपके शरीर को छोड़ेगी, तो वो इस इन अनुभव के भंडार को लेकर जाएगी. शक्ति, शौहर, पैसा, अमीरी, गरीबी, रिश्ते, गिले शिकवे, प्यार, मोहब्बत, यादों में बसकर रह जाएंगे. So when the soul is going to leave your body, all it's going to do is to take with it its various experiences in this human form. You know, power, fame, name, shame, wealth, prosperity, money, you know, anxieties, conflicts. All of that will just be left as, etched as memories back into this planet. The soul itself is free of all of that. आत्मा अपनी सच्चाई में लीन हो जाएगी. आत्मा का रहस्य इतना सरल है, सुंदर है कि लोग जानते हुए भी इसको अपनाने में घबराते हैं. The soul itself will then return to its absolute truth. And this secret of the soul, where it wants for nothing, and it comes with nothing and it leaves with nothing. And all it's doing is celebrating the journey and its experiences that it has amassed along the way. And that's all it is doing. And this is the start of understanding the secret of the soul. It is so beautiful and it is so simple that it's almost, people are almost afraid to accept how simple it is. आत्मा पूर्ण संपूर्ण है. अगर आप आत्मा की इस सच्चाई को समझें और आप जो यहाँ संपूर्ण करने आए हैं करते हुए आगे बढ़ें, तो आत्मा को जो चाहिए वह आपके पास अपने आप ही आता जाएगा. If you really get that the soul is whole and complete, and you understand this reality of the soul, that in its whole and completeness, it actually is so abundant that it really operates at a very high vibration of abundance. So as you move forward in this human form, understanding that you are actually embodying this vibration, which is so whole and complete and so abundant, once you accept that, then whatever it is that you require to have will automatically keep coming to you. कहीं दूर जाने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. आपको जिस चीज की जरूरत है खुद आपके पास आ जाएगी. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to go far at all. Whatever it is that you require will automatically come to you. इस सच्चाई को जाने और ये समझते हुए आप पहचानेंगे कि जिंदगी एकदम सरल हो जाएगी. So when you understand this truth and you start living with this truth, that your soul is vibrating at such a high frequency that it can magnetize whatever it is that you require. There are some of you here on this call who are right in the middle of our journey into miracles. And one of the things we did today was to connect to the vibration of the universe, and we did that rocket of desire piece, and you understood that whatever it is you ask, it is given. That is the law of attraction. And from the time that you ask and it is given, the journey to getting there is really a journey of vibrations. That's all it is. So all you have to do is to up your vibrations to the highest level you possibly can. And you can do this by being in attunement with your soul's vibration. आत्मा का स्वरूप, उसकी ध्वनि, उसकी रोशनी सारे ब्रह्मांड से जुड़ी है. The form of the soul being, its sound, its light, its illumination is connected to the entire universe. जिस चीज की आवश्यकता नजर आती है, आपके शरीर की आवश्यकता नजरअंदाज करते हुए ये आत्मा मंगा लेती है. So it's saying that if there is something that you require to live the calling of your soul, then regardless of how you are in terms of your own mental state, it could be anguish, it could be worry, When you are in that attunement of your soul frequency, you know that your soul is completely connected to all the resources that are available in the universe, and it can completely magnetize those. So the soul just goes and gets them for you, regardless of where you may be in your own mental state. ब्रह्मांड में हर तरह का खजाना, हर तरह की तरकीब, कनेक्शन भरे पड़े हैं. कोशिश करके तो देखिए, आनंद ही आनंद है. And in the universe has access to so many treasures, so many connections, so many resources that you can't even imagine. So just have a go at getting into that frequency of the soul and allow the universe and the soul to play the game. And you just show up in your human vibe, which is the amplification frequency of love. And whatever it is that you require gets magnetized to you. Because the soul is plugged into the universe. And what is happening with beyond meditation, the human vibe attunement, this soul that I have just described, which is at such a high vibrational frequency and is plugged into the frequency of the entire universe, is acknowledging itself as a human, receiving itself as a human, and accepting itself as a human. And the human form is rising to receive itself in its innate vibrational frequency of love. That unification is the coming home. So let's begin this attunement. We'll begin with a 946 breath. And as you're doing the 946 breath, I am working with each one of you, visualizing that the base of your spine is connected to the core of the earth with a golden cord with the frequency of the precious metal gold. It also has the frequency of Shungite, a meteor that landed about 15 million years ago. And it's a very powerful neutralizer of negative frequencies, electromagnetic pollutants, and all other pollutants as well. You also have the frequency of the precious stone emerald. In your hands is placed the frequency of ruby, which that keeps you in a state of stillness. And as you're doing the 946 breath, you're getting into a whole brain state. You are unblocking your 13 chakras. The breath of 9 unblocks 7 and then adds the 4 new ones. 2 new ones, and then holding on to the 4 unblocks the other 4. So all of your 13 chakras that make up the chakras across your entire field get unblocked, and you are able to anchor your higher self into your physical body. And the soul can express itself fully in its limitlessness, in its omnipresence through this human form. So breathe in, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just focus your attention into your heart. And we're going to take just 3 breaths where you're breathing in love, kindness, and compassion. And you are breathing out gratitude and peace. Just take a deep breath in into your heart, breathing in love, kindness, and compassion. And you're breathing out gratitude and peace. You're breathing in love, kindness, and compassion. And you're breathing out gratitude and peace. You're breathing in love, kindness, and compassion. And you are breathing out gratitude and peace. The soul being now begins its acknowledgement as a human, perceives itself as a human, and accepts itself as a human. You just repeat after me. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. We're now getting into a whole brain state with this attunement of the human vibe, where the deep-seated conflict between the soul and the human is released, and the deep-seated trauma of separation is dissolved. So breathe in to the count of 9, hold to the count of 4, breathe out to the count of 6. Breathe in 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take your left hand this time. Put your left hand over your navel and your right hand just over your heart. You're anchoring this in your identity through your sacral chakra. This is the I am frequency that they talk about. You're anchoring it in this human form. And you are connecting it to your presence in the now, through your heart. And this connection also opens up a connection to your inner knowing, which is, so your gut is the steward of all the wisdom that your soul has amassed through its various journeys, that you call, or we call, as our inner knowing. And that access point is also being made and anchored into the now, in a way that you can hear and understand it clearly. Take your hands in front of your eyes, rub them against each other. In doing so, we are actually releasing some very powerful electromagnetic currents that are completely in the rhythm of your human presence with the expression of your soul in its limitlessness that is traveling through your eyes, impacting every sensory organ that you have. You will notice your ears crackling, the eyes feeling relaxed in their sockets, a little bit of extra saliva in your mouth, your jaw starting to move a little. It's all that beautiful recalibration. Put it over your eyes. Open your eyes and then take them over your head, the back of your head, on either side of your shoulder. The human vibe attunement session is complete. And as you know, we always love to hear from you any word that you have to share what you're present to. And so please put it in the chat. I would love to receive it. Thank you for being here. Present, masterful, complete, joy, home, gratitude, journey, reunion, openness, learning, love, complete, present, a radiance of love to all. Beautiful day, everyone. Lovely hello. Magnificence, love, grace, gratitude, expanded, peace, happiness, divine flow, peace, abundance. Oh, we have Catherine here too. 4 a.m. in the morning. That's wonderful, Catherine, to see you. Bliss, centered, outstanding, inner peace. Very different experience with the higher self. Yeah. It's quite something when you have your higher self anchored into your physical body. Luminous, joy, release, relaxed. Thank you all for being here.